Ever since Jalen Brunson stepped foot in New York, he's made things look different. And he's taken steps in his career to knock on that door of superstardom. He recently dropped 50 points. He got praise from a lot of former NBA players, but especially praise from his former head coach in Jason Kidd. We're going to break down exactly what these players said, exactly what his head coach said, and why Jalen Brunson is indeed knocking on that door of superstardom. And not only that, folks, he's absolutely trying to get an all, you know what? Actions sometimes speak louder than words. Why he's trying to be an all-star. That's what Jalen Brunson is doing this year. He was snubbed last year, but this year, he's ready to go. And we're going to tell you why today. But before I do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of any of the new content. And now, let's talk about my all-star, Jalen Brunson. Jason Kidd has high praise for Jalen Brunson. How could you not? How could you not have high praise for the best player on the New York Knicks roster? Arguably the number one all-star on the New York Knicks roster right now in Jalen Brunson. And no, it's not because he just dropped 50 points. That's not the reason why, even though that was very, very good, and he did it against Kevin Durant. He did it against the Phoenix Suns. He did it against the team that is deemed a finalist team for the NBA Finals. Just want to put that out there. But even though he did that, that's not the reason why. It's the way he's helped this Knicks team. Since he's joined this Knicks team, they've looked different. They've been taken more seriously, and they look like a more threat in the Eastern Conference. Fast forward to this year, Jalen Brunson, even though he had a shaky and slow start, has come alive and has looked like one of the best players on the floor. And I'm not the only one to think that. There's a lot of other NBA players that are saying that. Most notably, Kevin Durant, the person he dropped 50 points on, had this to say about Jalen Brunson. Hall of Fame player if he keeps it up. Jalen Brunson went into his house, dropped 50 points on his head, and even after all of that, he had to come out and say, you know what? He's good. He's amazing. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be a Hall of Fame player for that franchise. And while he said this, he also was noted saying that New York was his franchise. You think I'm done? He wasn't the only one. Look at these guys. Meta World Peace, former New York Knicks player, former champion with the LA Lakers. Brunson going down as a top 7 New York Knick of all time. That's Meta World Peace saying that. Fast forward to Kendrick Perkins. Every time I watch Brunson, he's walking into opponent's house dirty and walking all through their crib. And I mean standing on furniture and everything. At some point, we have to accept the fact that he's an MF superstar, standing on business. And of course, JJ Redick. Who's that guy that plays for the Knicks? Obviously being a little bit sarcastic there, speaking about Jalen Brunson going off, doing exactly what we knew he could do, doing exactly what everybody thought after last year Jalen Brunson could do. Jalen Brunson cemented himself last year as one of the best guards in the East. And this year, he's knocking on the door saying, you know what? It's not only the East. I'm one of the best guards in the league, and I'm going to show you why. And recently, his former coach in Jason Kidd, somebody who worked with him, coached him, helped him get the contract that he has now. He was recently asked about that 50-point performance by Jalen Brunson, and he had the following to say: I would never discount Jalen. He has a chip on his shoulder. He understands how to play the game. He has a big basketball IQ. To see how he shot the ball, we've seen that as a Mav. And then to have 50 points to help his team win, that's what he's all about. He's trying to help his team. So to be a Hall of Famer, if he continues to put up the numbers like that, yes, for sure. When you're that good, or when you become as good as Jalen Brunson has become for this New York Knicks team, praise like this is not going to be unheard of. You're going to hear it. So hearing it from former players like Kendrick Perkins, hearing it from his former coach in Jason Kidd is not surprising. When Jalen Brunson is playing at the level he's playing at now, he just looks some nights unstoppable. And a lot of people have asked, why doesn't he pass the ball? He should pass the ball more. You know what? He passes the ball a lot. He's averaging 7 assists, 8 assists, 9 assists. There are some point guards in the league right now that if I name them, most New York Knicks fans would give up the house to get them. Jalen Brunson is averaging more assists than them. But I know everything in context. It's all about who you're playing and who you're playing with. And I think you have to give credit to Jalen Brunson in that regard too. The only other all-star that he's playing with is Julius Randle. And even though Jalen Brunson isn't an all-star himself, you can make the argument that last season, he played himself into an all-star role. He may have not gotten the nod, but we all would agree. If he did, nobody would have raised any issues about it. That's how good he was playing. This year, he is making an absolute campaign from the start of the season to now. Why he should be an all-star, why he's that good, and why he's currently the face of the franchise for the New York Knicks. Everybody knows that. He's untouchable. Everybody knows that. We need more talent to pair with Jalen Brunson. Everybody knows that, including team president Leon Rose. And when Jason Kidd was asking about Jalen Brunson and if he could thrive in the New York market, this is what he said as well too. It's not easy to thrive in New York with the media or whoever. There's a lot of doubters, so he's not afraid of that. I think he loves that situation. So I'm happy that he's playing well. Jalen Brunson's all-star years are right here. They're upon us. He's going to make an all-star bid this year if the universe is doing him justice. So because of that, and because of the fact I believe if this play continues, he can be a multiple-time all-star with the New York Knicks, I think the Knicks and Leon Rose owe it to him. They deserve it. The Knicks fans deserve it. We all deserve it. We need to pair him with another star that's consistent, that can help the Knicks compete in this Eastern Conference so we can be closer to that championship. We cannot afford to waste Jalen Brunson's best years. And if we continue to let him show out, but we lose in the process, it's basically wasting his years. Leon, Worldwide West, to an extent James Dolan, take advantage of the market. Look out there for opportunity and upgrade this roster with pieces and players that the Knicks can utilize to get better in the East. As the trade deadline approaches, Leon Rose and the Knicks are going to have a lot of decisions to make. I expect them to trade for a role player. I want to see who that role player is and what significant impact he has on our team, because those are the moves I'm looking for. But what about you guys? What do you think about Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks? Are they wasting his career? Should he get praised for being an all-star already? Let me know in the comments below, because honestly, guys, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Oh, and by the way, Jalen Brunson, we all know it. He's an all-star. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.